Hey you guys, welcome to the Ant-Man channel. Um, I'm just excited. I don't make videos that often anymore, so I get all excited. Wednesday, January 9th, 2019. Happy New Year, you guys, if I haven't told you already. Love you guys. Can't believe a lot of you are still subscribed to my channel because I don't make anything new. I mean, I really appreciate it. I got demonetized for this kind of stuff that I cover, so it's kind of whatever. I don't let it affect me. I'm not doing it for money. I usually consider my channel as an empowerment channel. I want to um kind of pour into you things that are healthy for you to carry along with you in your life to make it more worthwhile. If you're a lot like me, living here in Southern California now, sometimes, man, you need to know how to navigate uh, some pretty dark waters as we are starting to see the veil lift in our society. More consciousness, more awareness, more um, information about things that you're not told by the mainstream media. It's becoming very evident, and it's not something you can avoid. But what I want to tell you that I just stumbled across that I had to make a video about this right now for is so important for you guys to know. It is very central to your well-being and to your mental health and to your spiritual life. And I want to tell you what I stumbled across. See, I've been struggling in some relationships in my life because of certain things, right? Personal things. So it kept me up last night. I couldn't understand, and I was very troubled about why certain people just don't get along. And you know what I mean? I was searching for answers pretty much, and what I stumbled across was a straight up revelation from God last night. I watched a David Icke video, and I'm like all big into aliens and UFOs now, and all of this stuff. And it wasn't before. It just happens to be a new thing of mine now, where I'm constantly doing this. But I think it's cool how Edge of Wonder did a video about enlightenment and an awakening. After I made a video about that, shout out to those guys. Those guys are amazing, man. What they're doing. They're really bringing a lot of attention to what a lot of us have been doing for years, and they're good at it. So hats off to them. What I wanted to bring up to you guys today is that what my revelation was about last night was that some people are disposed to having a lot of, they're very negative. So what I wanted to tell you guys about today was that David Icke talks about this stuff. He breaks down Saturn and how in the ancient world Saturn was considered the old sun. That's the sun god that they worshipped. There's frequencies that come from that planet. That planet's not what we think it is, man. And it's amazing to know that there is a leech parasite type of entity out there that is interdimensional, meaning it does not exist in our dimension. It can shapeshift, it could come in and out of our dimension, but they're very good at hiding their identity from us. And the thing about these things, they were called archons back in the day. I call them, the bad aliens, but they are pretty much feeding off of your negative emotions. Now, today we see that there is a lot of negativity, and it's because this stuff has been turned up like to the max. Like the what the Bible talks about there being a great deception in the end times, I believe is this, and it's that we live in a matrix. Everything that is our world was made to be has been turned upside down. And I want you guys to know that this stuff could be very hard to live around when you're awake and you see this stuff in other people. It's very hard to deal with because the liberal or the unbeliever, the person that's lost, that doesn't have eyes to see, a heart that is too hard to understand any of this stuff. These people are very lost, and you guys need to understand that it's not even really them that's that's creating all of this negativity and confusion. It's total, like, it's otherworldly, man, and it really is hard to grasp. And myself, I'm very like new to this. I feel like I've done a lot of Bible study, I've done a lot of liberal arts studying, but I've never really ventured deep into this. And um, I am starting to know. Like, I'm starting. It's good to know your enemy. You go to church and you hear a bunch of people at church tell you not to look into things, and that's totally wrong. How are you supposed to deal with any of your problems if you refuse to look at them and deal with them and learn how to deal with them? Like, it's insane. So we have a problem in this country. If you want to, and in this world, if you want to save or help Jesus save people, you want to bring people to Jesus, you want to rescue people, dude, it's going to take courage. And people forgot that there are sins of omission, meaning that just because you choose to do nothing doesn't mean that is not a sin. That is a sin to not give a hand to somebody who needs it when it's in your power to do it. It's a sin. And to look the other way, to be willingly ignorant and stupid, is to give yourself over to evil. And that hive mind mentality that feeds the negativity to the enemy. Stuff is very, like I said, very hard to grasp. But I'm looking at something that says 11 ways to block an energy vampire. This is from powerofpositivity.com. Because, I mean, I started to wonder, like, why? Like, why are some people just totally, like, all the time? And, man, it is amazing. An energy vampire or psychic vampire literally feeds off the energies of those around them, attempting to drain their host of all his or her energy. Energy vampires must feed off the energies of others in order to survive. They may not mean to act this way, but they have relied on other people's energies for so long that they don't know how to create their own energy. An energy vampire represents someone who feels vulnerable and lost and doesn't feel capable of surviving on their own. They also may not feel motivated enough to increase their own vibration, so they take to lowering the energies of those around them in order to boost their frequency. Sometimes an energy vampire can conceal their ulterior motives quite well, but in general, they stand out like a sore thumb. Now, you know why happy, vibrant people tend to attract those with selfish motives. Energy vampires have such a low vibration that the only way they can survive is to drain other people of their abundant energy levels. In today's society, you have likely encountered energy vampires many times, but you may not have known how to best deal with them in order to shield yourself from their energy draining tactics. Next time you come across an energy vampire in the flesh, try these tips to ensure that you block out their harmful energy. Telling you guys, if you guys live with somebody like this is something you need to know, because it is taxing. It is a stumbling block to you. It can get you when you're not expecting it, and it can get you to slip. These people are the very people that Jesus rebukes, and he tells you that it's better for you to tie a millstone to your neck to go drown yourself in the ocean, literally, than for you to be throwing stumbling blocks in front of your fellow man. And this is what this is. This hive mind mentality, this reptilian way of thinking, is all based off of fear, and pretty much just that you know what I mean? Just everything that is ungodly. It seems like, man, it's like not good. You guys got to be very aware of this and keep your guard up. 1. Meditate daily. One of the best ways to protect yourself from emotional manipulation lies within yourself. When you meditate, you go deep within and channel the energy of the universe into your body, which will provide you with the energy you need to raise your vibration. This way, the energy vampires can't possibly steal any of your energy, because meditation will teach you to become more tolerant of various energy levels. Meditation literally changes your brain and allows you to deal with reality much easier. As you tap into more of your own spiritual powers, you won't allow other people's energy to drag you down. 2. Smile at them. You might think you might think that this one sounds a bit crazy, but when you share a smile with another person, you automatically share a positive vibration with them. I know people that if I smiled at them while they're doing this kind of stuff, their little games that they play, I could see them getting angry, because in our days, evil is good and good is evil. So when people see that you smile at them, their unhealthy, suspicious, bipolar paranoia kicks in, and they want to automatically think that you mean the opposite of what your smile is communicating to them. It's sad, really. This will throw the energy vampire off, as they won't expect someone to respond to them this way. Energy vampires normally feel threatened in the presence of others who carry a high vibration, either out of jealousy or other negative emotions. So to combat the energy vampire's draining vibes, simply share a smile with them and let them know that you don't judge them for their behaviors. Rather, you want to see them happy and healthy, so a smile can help them head in the right direction. Amen to that. 3, don't engage in conversation with them. I will tell you that this one is very true, man. On the other hand, if you've tried helping them already and shared your positive energy, but they won't respond to your attempts, then you have to stop contact with them if possible. Some energy vampires don't realize their actions, but for those who do, they will relentlessly try to steal your energy. If this happens, all you can do is to avoid them if at all possible, as they only have negative intentions with you. This is especially very depressing when it's your own family, you guys. It's a little hint into what I was talking about earlier. That's what I'm dealing with. Sometimes when the closest people to you behave like this is when it's much more it has more of an impact on you. You know what I mean? Because you care more about the opinions of your loved ones. So it's funny how when Jesus was approached by his mother and his brothers, when he was preaching to the people, he told them, because they were trying to come in and tell Jesus pretty much to knock it off. And people were like, hey, it's your mom and your brothers. And he's like, hey, you know who my mom and my brothers are and all that? He's like, pretty much like those that believe in God. You know what I mean? Those that are followers of God. And you know what I mean? God gave you family for a reason. He gave you the parents that you have for a reason. Don't ever take them for granted, but pray for them if they live like this. This might seem a bit cold and heartless, especially if the energy vampire is a close friend or family member, but you can't lift everyone up forever. At some point, they have to take responsibility for their own energy, lives, and emotions. 4, repeat positive affirmations while in their presence. Affirmations such as I am a whole, vibrant, positive being of light, or nothing outside myself can bring me down, can really help you when you're surrounded by energy vampires. I live in Southern California again, so once again, I have to tell you, this is a culture. It's a sad, mentally ill culture today where everybody's like pretty sadistic, and they seem to get a thrill out of other people's misery these days. People are obsessed with gossiping and scandals. Like, turn on CNN and MSNBC, you'll see pretty fast. Simply channeling in that positive energy will lift your spirits when others want to bring you down. So those positive affirmations, what I use as a tool for that, if you will, is remembering who I am in Jesus Christ. I have made so intrinsically invaluable in God's eyes. I have the ability to be intelligent, creative, powerful, loving, all these things that represent God. I'm made in his image. So that's where I get my identity. In our culture today that doesn't believe in God has to identify in ridiculous nonsense to make themselves feel better, like their sexual preferences that they try to shove down your throat into accepting. You guys, you're made intrinsically valuable by your Creator, the God that made this entire thing, this whole deal, right? You guys get to know him. There's nothing more satisfying than that, truly. 5, shine so brightly that their negativity doesn't weigh you down. While psychic vampires live to take other people's energy, not all of them realize their actions. Some of them may just need love and support and have lashed out at others out of desperation or anger. In a short excerpt from Dr. Judith Orloff's New York Times bestseller, Emotional Freedom, Liberate Yourself from Negative Emotions and Transform Your Life, she says, some are overbearing and obnoxious. Amen. Others are friendly and charming. For example, you're at a party talking to a perfectly nice person, but suddenly you're nauseous or weak. Or how about the coworker who drones on about how she broke up with her boyfriend for the 10th time? Eventually she feels better, but you're spent. The bottom line is that on a subtle energy level, these people suck you dry. To combat this, remember that some people you encounter have just had a bad day. This does not make them a malicious, negative person whose goal in life is just to ruin other people's vibrations. All of us can lend a helping hand to other people. So why not try to understand their situation and offer them some support instead of automatically labeling them as a negative person? Attempt to help them. Number 6. Like we said before, energy vampires have simply gotten a bit lost on their path and might need help in getting back on track. Whatever you can do to lend them a hand, do it, whether that means listening to them, offering to help out with some of their responsibilities for a short time, or referring them to a professional who can better serve them. We all are one big family and have an obligation to help each other during tough times. Energy vampires are just people like you and I who just need a little extra guidance. Cleanse your aura, number 7. After encountering an energy vampire, don't forget to re-energize and cleanse your energy. How to do this? Or how do you do this? Well, for starters, make sure you meditate and ask the universe for healing energy after the encounter. I don't know who wrote this, but I usually pray to God, not the universe. But next, you could burn some sage or your favorite incense to clear the air and lighten the energy of yourself and the room you're in. Yeah, there's a lot of multiculturalism these days, isn't there? Anywhere you look. There's a significance about burning sage that I'm not going to get into right now. But I like to burn incense sometimes. Not out of any religious practice, but just because I like the scent. You know what I mean? Also, take care of your physical body, get some sunlight, eat a light, healthy diet, bathe with Epsom salt, and most importantly, practice self-love every single day. Keep your vibration high. As we've already touched on before, you must keep your energy levels high in order to block out the energy vampires' attempts at stealing your energy. To do this, take care of your mental, physical, and emotional health by practicing self-care and self-love. Meditate, exercise, eat healthy, nurture your relationships, get enough sunlight and rest, and eliminate unnecessary stress from your life. Number 9, don't attempt to feel sorry for them. Energy vampires want attention and recognition, but don't fall into their trap. They prey on empathic people because they know that empaths are easy targets. But you must not feel sorry for them. They create their own reality and they have chosen a low vibrational one. If they try to drag you into their pity party, either walk away, change the subject, or respond